Welcome back to Wendell G's Moscow Mules, the 2043 season of the World Baseball League Newtopia. First, some Moscow transactions. Third baseman, second baseman, shortstop extraordinaire Juan Padilla, he's also an outfielder if he needs to be, was extended. This year he's on a $9 million contract, and he was extended 5 more years at $8.5 million per year. We got him when his ARB estimate was about $9 million, and now it's already $11.5. Glad we got him locked in when we did. It went up $3 million in $2 million in just a couple of sims here. So glad we got Mr. Padilla locked in. This guy, man, a real fan favorite. Extremely popular. Range, arm, he's got it all. Turn, double play, nobody better in the league. Plays second, third, and short. Look at this. Man, this is the ultimate middle infielder. I've looked and looked around the league, and I don't see anybody like him. And anyway, glad he's a mule. He, although he has a fragile tag, he has had some injury, particularly 2041. But he's got over 500 plate appearances in each of the last 4 seasons, despite that tag. Even in the 2041 season, he got 512 plate appearances on the big league roster and 51 appearances down in the AAA affiliate squad. So, boy, he didn't waste any time in AAA, did he? Hitting 488 with the 756 slugging. Word. He was a 1.5 WAR in 10 games in AAA. Woo! Anyway, glad he's a mule. Glad to have him on our team. Anyway, love this guy. Probably the heart and soul of the Mules. Also signed reliever Gerard Martin to a contract extension. He's making $10.5 this year. Extended him to 3 years at a total of $11 million, which I think is fitting for a good reliever. I've seen some relievers around the league with huge salaries, but I think $3-4 million is appropriate for a top reliever. Not that I wouldn't pay more, but I just it's kind of what I offered, and he took it. And in fact, he asked for not much more than that. So the only rap on Martin is his movement rating. He's a fly ball pitcher. And with the movement, do you really want him for a closer? You don't want to give up the home run in the 9th inning, right? But he throws very hard. And his home run per 9 innings, 2 home runs per 9 innings each of the past 2 seasons. Yeah, that's kind of his rap. But he does get 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. So, I think for now we'll just roll the dice and see what he can do for us. Here's the big reason I signed him, though. He's got 3 big league pitches and a 4th mediocre pitch. Plenty of stamina. He's a guy for the starting rotation if we need him to be. So I like him. He's going to go in the bullpen, but he'll be ready to start for us if we need him. The only trade of note this year is that I traded this year's 3rd round pick, a 3/15 pick, to False Bay, getting and a 3rd round pick of next year, 2044, getting 34-year-old starting pitcher Cesar Marrero. And I like Marrero. He is a many-time Worldtopia Baseball League All-Star. In fact, he's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-time All-Star. So, and a 1-time outstanding pitcher. Wow, man. That's pretty amazing, right? Anyway, just glad to have Marrero on the staff. He immediately slots in at our number 2 spot in the rotation, which I'll go over the rotation in just a minute. I think he's going to add a lot to us. If you look down at his history, he's been a long-time Moscow player. He left for free agency after 2041. False Bay signed him to a very lucrative deal, and he's back with us in Moscow again. after a 1-year stint with False Bay. So glad to have old Marrero back home in the dacha outside of Moscow. He likes his Russian vodka, I think. We signed a couple of international amateur starting pitchers. These are I just like to go for some of the lesser guys. I let the big boys fight over the heavyweights, throw all their money out at those guys, but I go after the lesser guys. I just like to watch them develop. We also signed old Ed Watson. I had released him, and I signed him to a minor league contract. I brought him back after looking at him a little bit more and thinking this guy might have a little bit of upside, you know. He threw a 165 whip down in our AAA club, whose name I can't pronounce, but Katake, with a 6.13 ERA, but he started 30 games down there. And, you know, we think he's got potential. So our scouts think he's even got some growing room in his control. So his home run per 9 is a concern, 1.6 home runs per 9 in AAA. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's good to have an option. And for a minor league contract, it's essentially free. Glad to have old Ed Watson back. We released a couple of guys from the farm, trying to free up a little AAA space from that ridiculous 40-man AAA roster. Yeah, and I guess that's it for us. Now let's go check out the WBL. The WB. Let's see. Ursoy. I thought Ursoy was a really good pickup by False Bay. In fact, I was kicking myself after I picked it up. I was like, why didn't I see that guy out in free agency? Good pickup. I bid on Camille Jalil, but Cairo outbid. Cairo, look at this contract. All right, Figs. Look at this. Okay, for the upcoming season, $1.3 million. For 2044, a vesting option, $4.3 million. 2045 vesting option, $3.3 million. Now, each of the years, the vesting option is 80 innings pitch. So for Destiny, Cairo's going to get him for a year for $1.3 million, and he's got to pitch 80 innings. They're in control of whether he returns, you know, for a $4 million, for a 4.3 payroll in 2044, and then again $3.3 million in 2024. It's an unusual contract. I ain't calling you out, Figs, but I kind of am. You can see 80 innings pitched is his cutoff point. You can see each of the last 3 years he's pitched less than 80 innings. So if Cairo puts him in the bullpen, you know, regular relief duty, chances are good he's not going to get 80 innings. I would be very interested in seeing this guy start some games, and I think that's what Cairo has in mind. I think that's what they're going to give a shot at. Got 25 stamina. Who knows? He does have a third pitch. Anyway, I thought that was really fascinating, and let's see what else we can find here. Okay, here we are. The Tulips traded 25-year-old first baseman Ivan Ruiz and 18-year-old minor league starting pitcher Yohan Poodles, what's his name? Pasquette, to the Kabul Bulls, getting their first-round draft pick. I think they're 1-1 pick, if I remember. First, let's look at Ruiz. Strong hitting first baseman, really a DH. I don't know why he's listed at third base, but this guy is a DH all the way, switch hitter, fantastic hitter, and he actually hit 328 for Amsterdam last year with a 5.1 WAR. Just don't let this guy get out inside the diamond. He'll be a liability, right? He is signed through 2047, that last year being a team option at $5.2 million per year. I think that's a really good deal for a absolute slugging DH like this guy. I go back and forth on whether I want a guy that's this bad of a fielder. I don't know. Maybe I'm a purist or something. Maybe I'm just a national leaguer all the way, because I want a guy who can go out in the field for me. I like the flexibility, but there's no doubt this guy brings power and hitting ability with him. He's hit over 31 home runs each of the last 3 years. Every year in the majors, 31, 43, and 35 home runs. This guy can drive in ribbies too. 98, 110, 109. He's a 100 ribby, 35 home run kind of a guy for $5 million a year. Pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. What else? Yohan Pasquet. Peppers, not Poodles. Peppers, Poodles. This guy, what a fantastic looking pitching prospect he is. Just 18 years old. This guy is really a good add. He's a good add to the program right here. Let's see. Cobble got himself perhaps an ace of the rotation in about 5 years. About 2048. Peppers and Poodles. Gonna be the real thing. Now, Amsterdam loves their 1-1, 1-2 picks, and they got good return for it. But I think the consensus around the league is Cobble got the better of this deal, and more power to him. More power to him. We want everybody to have fun, and Amsterdam likes to have fun. They like to roll the dice, so that's fine. That's cool. Istanbul makes some trades, made some bank with Amsterdam. With Amsterdam. Arturo Colomo was traded to Amsterdam in return for a 6th-round draft pick. A 6th-round draft pick. This was all the way a salary dump. Colomo is only 30 years old. He's got a $16 million contract with a player option of $17 million next year. He'll take that. Fantastic pitcher. He's got the stamina to start. He's got a kind of a crappy third pitch. Has that bothered him at all? Not particularly. He's a fantastic guy to have in the starting rotation, one of the best. So Amsterdam got themselves another great rotation ace right here. He could be the ace in most rotations, I think. Probably including mine. It kind of makes my deal for Morera for 2 third-rounders look like a fleece. Colomo is less expensive. He's younger, but you know what? He throws faster. But it is what it is. I'm glad to have Morera. I know Amsterdam is happy to have Colomo. And I'm sure Istanbul will be happy to have that 6th-round draft pick. Really, Istanbul is going to be happy to have that $16 million that's freed up in their budget. They also, Istanbul on the same day, traded center fielder Raul Salazar to Seoul in return for a great looking prospect. Man, I should know better than do this when I'm dog tired. But yeah, so here's Ant Salazar. You can see this guy is 28 years old, signed to a good contract, but no extension, and that was Yankees' hold up with this guy. Without an extension, what's he? No, he's not arbitration eligible, so I don't know. But anyway, outstanding center fielder. One of the best defensive center fielders in the entire league, and one of the best home run hitters in the league. And in 2040, he nailed 44 home runs. He only hit 29 last year between Amsterdam and Istanbul. Maybe that's just a case of settling back in. But I'll tell you what, he only hit 249 at Istanbul, and every guy I've looked at that has been traded to Istanbul who's supposed to be a great hitter, it's pretty lousy. I guess this ain't lousy, but from these ratings, this is not what you'd expect to have. So, man, I don't know what the deal is. Istanbul, are you playing out of Margarita Field or what, man? You got 400-foot fences? Anyway, that's a mystery to me. But in return, Istanbul got fantastic looking a fantastic looking prospect, age 23. Ting Yong Tso, I don't know how to say it. Outstanding center fielder and outfielder in general. Great range. And he's going to grow into these numbers and be a fantastic hitter. Very similar players. Istanbul, I thought it was a very, very fair trade. Istanbul gets sort of a junior Ant Junior. They shed salary, and they get a chance to look for this guy to grow. So, fantastic speed, stealing, base running. Yankee, if you ever want to shop this guy, you need to call 1-800-GOOKSTA, because Gooksta likes him some speed, man. Anytime you got players with speed, Gooksta wants it. He wants in on that. So, I'm just saying. Where are we at here? Okay, we had some extensions. Tom Jong extended by Istanbul. Starting pitcher Tom Jong, $4 million a year. Ugly, old ugly, old ugly. You know, that's what they used to call Wendell back before Vasily came along and showed them the error of their ways. So all ugly, throws 88 miles an hour. Not the fastest guy in the world, but he's got great movement on his pitches. Rocking a 1.26 whip and a 4.23 ERA last year. 4.21 ERA and 1.51 whip the previous year. This guy is Mr. Consistent right here. Look at his whip over the years. The variance is 1.25 to 1.51 in 4 years in the major leagues, man. This guy's pretty good. Pretty consistent. Mr. Consistency. So he got a well-deserved extension. I like that guy. Where am I at? I told you about our 2 extensions. False Bay, let's see, no, we talked about that. False Bay extended their closer, Edgardo Garcia, to a 1-year extension for $12 million. $12 million? $12 million? Yeah, the guy brings it, but old beanpole, he's put a little bit of weight in that beanpole. I think there's something more than beans inside that pole. 245 pounds. 6'6", 245? Is that skinny for 6'6"? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know, man. So, this is a good guy. Garcia is a good reliever, excellent reliever. One of the best. 1.55 ERA, 0.87 whip, 0.88 whip last year, or 2041 durable. You know, 10 million, 12 million. It'd be hard to let this guy go. 28 years old. You know, how much higher are you going to go, False Bay? So, this would cause me, man, I don't know what I would do here. I think I would try to shop him rather than, I don't know what I would do. I don't know, it just blows my fuses to think of playing a closer that kind of bucks. Camille Jalil, I wanted this guy. Cairo got him. No, Destiny. And this guy's going to be a starter. Cairo got him, although they've Sao Paulo used him purely as a reliever. We talked about this guy. Yeah, Cairo in the vesting option. Let's see. Oh, Fady. Australia signed old hot stuff Fady to an extension. Man, I love just looking at these guys. Outstanding whip at 1.14 whip, 1.15 the year before. This guy's a whip master. It doesn't look like it. I mean, looking at his pitches, he must be really smart. Team leader, smart, leadership, intelligence. Yep. This guy must know how to place his pitches. He's got a 35 stamina. Oh, he doesn't start games. Okay, he's pure reliever. You know, come on, Australia. Put that guy as a starter and let's see how he does. Oh, Fady. Music Bradnock got an extension, also for Australia. Third baseman. Outstanding third baseman. Look at this guy. Didn't hit so well last year. I know Australia's hoping that's it's a anomaly. Finally, Zilu Bay was offered a contract and an extension, and he will pitch. Looks like he's in the starting rotation for Australia. Probably the number 4, number 5 guy, I'm guessing. 138 whip, not bad. 391 ERA. Man, this guy looks good. Zilu. Let's see. Also, in false base signed second baseman Devrim Ursoy. This was a guy, when I saw him, I was like, why did I let this guy pass up, man? Iron Man, good ratings. Whew. This guy needed a strong look and only got the 1 year the 1 year offer from False Bay. Wait a minute, he was a free agent, wasn't he? Yeah, he was a free agent. Came back to False Bay on that. Wait a minute, he was with Australia. Now he's with False Bay. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, man, I can't believe I let this guy get away from me. And that's it. That's it for February 2043. There were some more trades today, so I'll have more data coming in soon. I guess the only thing that I saw here that just made me go, wow, was the Colomo trade. Man. You know, I might have given up a second rounder for Colomo. But by then, I'd already committed to Marrero. Didn't have the payroll to absorb Colomo. Yeah, you know, I know, guys, we like to do quick deals. I do too. You know, when it hits me, I want to get it done. I've had a couple of deals percolating over the past few days, and I keep going, I want to make this deal right now. But then as soon as I sit down and start thinking about it, I get lost in thought, analyzing matchups and rotations and weaknesses and minor leagues, and before I know it, time's up. I haven't done a darn thing. So I understand the urge to make a quick deal, but you know, you might get more bank out there if you post your player publicly and let some folks kind of have a chance at it. And I'm saying that to myself. All right, anything else going on? Summary by team. And I really don't pay I don't pay any attention to WAR. I don't pay any attention to this chart whatsoever because WAR is a backward-looking indicator. Just because Arturo Colomo was valued at 2.1 WAR last year doesn't mean anything for this year. You kind of have to look at your have to look at how you value him and what he's going to mean to your team this year, you know. And I think Colomo is more than a 2.1 WAR player this year. He's probably a 3 WAR player. But I don't pay a whole lot of attention to this, and here I see I'm at the top of it, and it's only because of one guy, and that is courtesy of False Bay, Cesar Marrero. John Romero, yes, 5.2 WAR player. Look at this guy, Christoph Hotker, a 0.1 WAR player. No, that guy wasn't worth beans, man. Whatever. Bat tweet tra. I don't know. Anyway, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to this, and you know, it's always good to see yourself at the top of the list, but I might end up down here at the bottom of the list before this off season's over, and I'll be okay with that. Speaking of which, we got just over a month before we got just over a few weeks before we're in spring training. Major League season starts April 1st. I presume spring training is March 1st. So, heck, man, 28 days, half February. So we're 16 days away from spring training. So be thinking about your spring training lineups and check the waiver wire. Kawasaki, you suck. Oh, man. How old are you? 34? 6.83. That's a good guy to put on the waiver wire. Nobody's going to want this guy. So, nothing out there on the waiver wire. Well, all right. That's going to do it, I guess, for me. Who's shopping for this guy? Piscara? I'll tell you what. Screw you guys. I was going to get this guy on a $3 million deal. And look at you guys. Just dog pile. Whatever. OU's going after Gomez. OU's going after Ryan Connor. 37-year-old Ryan Connor. Vegas going after catcher Sung Tai Kim. Munyong Park. Vegas. Get away from here. Go eat a hot dog. Anybody else here? All right. Racking my brain. Let's see. Draft pool. International free agents. Yeah. Well, that's all I got. So, I'll see you guys next time.